Good day. My name is Tim Redmond. I'm going to be your instructor for Introduction to Psychology for the next 4 weeks. A little bit about my background. I have been a full-time instructor and program director at the Lakeland Kaiser University campus for the past almost 15 years, up until last month when I decided to cut back on my full-time work activities and transfer to the online division. At the Lakeland campus, I was in charge of the criminal justice, forensic investigations, and crime scene technology courses. I had a staff of 4 to 5 instructors that I oversaw. I also taught psychology courses when needed by the campus. My educational background is I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Florida International University, a master's degree in criminal justice from Nova Southeastern University, as well as a master's degree in psychology from Kaiser University. Um, my work career, uh, starting from the beginning, um, I spent 4 years in the United States Air Force as a police officer, serving in Japan as well as in Homestead Air Force Base, Florida, working as a base police officer and as a desk sergeant, uh, living in Homestead. That's how I became a police officer with the Miami-Dade Police Department down in South Florida, where I worked for almost 10 years, working as a patrol officer, burglary detective, and a vice and narcotics detective before being promoted to sergeant. I was a patrol sergeant. Then I returned to being a sergeant in a vice and narcotics unit. Uh, Shortly after that, my wife and I decided to relocate to Central Florida, and we ended up moving to Lakeland. Uh, I eventually gained employment with the Lakeland Police Department, where I worked for approximately 20 years, doing basically the same thing as in Miami, being a patrol officer, burglar detective. Uh, but then I moved into being a auto theft detective, a white collar crime detective, and then my final investigative assignment was as a homicide detective before I got promoted to sergeant, where I returned to being a patrol sergeant. Then I was promoted to lieutenant. Uh, I oversaw the agency's training, recruiting, and background section, and as well as victims assistance and some other entities within that within the department. I retired from the Lakeland Police Department to take a job as the assistant director of the Juvenile Assessment Center in Polk County, Florida. It's a processing center where it serves 3 counties in Central Florida, where juveniles who are arrested on various crimes are brought in for processing within the juvenile justice system. Um, Going back to my duties at the Lakeland Police Department, I was also a polygraph examiner, administering polygraph examinations to police applicants and civilian applicants, as well as being administering tests to various criminal suspects, from uh, people accused of theft, uh, all the way up through homicide cases and sexual battery cases. Uh, I still perform those duties on a limited basis, just for several departments in the area, primarily the Lakeland Police Department. Um, and I also do some criminal defense work for the Public Defender's Office on murder cases and sexual battery cases and child sex abuse cases. I'm also a certified sexual offender polygraph examiner, which means I'm certified to give tests to child sex offenders, basically pedophiles. My other interests are playing golf, photography. I taught photography as part of our crime scene technology classes, and I also enjoy recreational reading, mystery novels, as well as doing traveling. Um, just returned from a week at Fort Myers Beach, although it was a somewhat rainy period of time. I was able to manage to get in several rounds of golf during that time and to visit with my uh, two sons and my 18-month-old grandson and some other friends who have been going to the same uh, resort with us for the last 35 years, some of which were police officers in Miami. One gentleman I attended the police academy with and have known since 1970. I look forward to using my experience as a interviewing criminal suspects and my knowledge of cognitive psychology, abnormal psychology, uh, to assist you in your learning in this course and look forward to interacting with you. So have a good day.